Hey guys, this is Alex. Thanks for clicking and welcome to this lesson on should in the past form. Now, some of you might think that we simply add ed to the end of should. With most verbs, we simply add ed to show their past form. However, should is a little different. First, you have to understand what should actually means. So, in the present, and if you look at past lessons on engVid, you will see that when we use should, we use it as a form of advice, something that is a good idea to do. So, for example, if we say, I should study tonight, it means it is a good idea that I study tonight because I have a test tomorrow. Now, what if it is the next day after a test, and on your test you got not a very good grade, so if you failed your test, what should you say in this case? Okay, so we don't say, I should'd studied. Say, I should have. In the past, I should have studied. Okay, so if you have done some research in the past about have, you will know that have requires a past participle to complete the sentence correctly. So we would never say, I should have studied. Again, it is something in the past. So you always say, I should have studied. Past participle of study being studied. Okay? Let's give a few more examples. So how about you should, let's see, you should have. Now, if you're writing a letter to someone, okay, and you forget to mail the letter, okay, so the person thinks you did not write the letter to them. So they might say, you should have done something in the past, wrote the letter in the past. So in the present, write is write. In the past, write is wrote. The past participle of write is written. So you should have written, we'll say written to me, you should have written to me. Okay, so again, remember, this is in the past. It would have been a good idea in the past if you did these things. Okay, I should have studied, you should have written to me, he should have, let's say, called his mother. He should have called his mother in the past. Okay? And finally, we should have, let's say, listened to the teacher. It would have been a good idea, listened to the teacher. Okay, so again, this is an action that was completed in the past. Okay? It's also something that may or may not have happened. So if you look at the first one, I should have studied. You did not study in the past, but it was a good idea for you to study. Okay? Now, when we're talking about the pronunciation of this, in written language, usually in formal written language, we do not use contractions. In spoken language, people don't often go, I should have studied. We simply contract the two words, should and have, and we pronounce them, I should have, should have. Same with all of these. I should have studied, I should have written, I should have called, and we should have listened. Okay. And now we're going to talk about how to put this into a negative form. So we'll be right back in 1 second. Whoa, what happened? Okay, so if we want to change this into a negative statement about something we should not have done in the past, like you just heard me say, we simply put the word not in front of have. So instead of saying, I should have studied, again, this is a time in the past that Could have been at any time. I should have studied yesterday, I should have studied last week, or it can just be an indeterminate time in the past. I should have studied. We just say not. I should not have studied. So maybe in this case, the test was easy. So you say, I should not have studied. Okay? Same with this. You should not have written to me. Maybe you're not happy with your friend. You don't want to hear from them. So you tell them, you should not have written to me. You should not have written your letter. Okay? This one. Now this, I want to make a note here that when we are speaking, usually we don't say, I should not have studied. We simply condense the words again, and we put should and not together. So we say shouldn't. Okay, so this sentence is, he shouldn't have called his mother. He shouldn't have called his mother. Now we go one step further, and we actually almost combine these sounds. Instead of saying shouldn't have, we say shouldn't have. Okay? Shouldn't have called his mother. We shouldn't have listened. Instead of shouldn't have listened, shouldn't have listened. Okay? But again, if you say I should not have studied, people will understand what you mean. Just understand that when you're listening to people speak these sentences, they might condense the sentences, okay? So instead of saying I should not have studied, people might say I shouldn't have studied or I shouldn't have studied, okay? If you want to test your knowledge on should not have or should have, again, the past form of should, please check out engvid.com and do the quiz. Thanks again for clicking, and take care.